Well, I did say that I'd get to it later. So here it is. Over the last 3 days, since its release, I have been consumed by the second season of Daredevil. Now...
Not the other way around.
What?
You haven't been consuming it, it's been consuming you.
Yes, exactly. In Soviet Russia, a television show consumes you.
Yep.
I loved the first season of that show. We weren't doing a podcast back then, but we did a show back then. Briefly.
Yeah. What even was it? I think we were just talking.
Could have been. Unless we were...
No, I'm pretty sure it was just us talking. It was technically like our podcast thing, sort of like Cape Feathercast Alpha.
Yeah. But anyway, we did talk about it. And we talked about how fucking great it was. Because it really was. He still hasn't finished the first season, mind you.
Yeah.
But, you know, the casting, the direction, the fucking cinematography, like everything was just, it just blew me away. I was so pulling for a second season to happen. Everybody was like, well, they're not going to do that because they have, you know, their other plans. They want to get all these guys out of the way so they can do their fucking Defenders or whatever the hell they're called and get all that done. And then they were like, oh, so everybody really fucking loved Daredevil. So, season 2? And yes, it's every bit as good as the first season.
Man, and that just goes to show quality people working together. Because, like, they wrote a fantastic season of something. They probably did it under a year. Wrote, filmed, and got it out.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of work. That doesn't ever happen.
This jacket is actually going to be used in November for my Wilson Fisk costume for convention. Just so everybody's aware. Because that's how much I enjoyed the fucking first season of that show. I'll need to get the appropriate cufflinks for my shirt and everything else like that, but yeah, I plan to do a fucking Wilson Fisk costume. I'm gonna go completely bald. It's gonna be amazing.
Weird.
This jacket, that is why I got it in the first place, was because I figured it'd be a pretty good Wilson Fisk jacket.
Yeah.
Anyway, second season brings us some more characters. It brings back Stick, Daredevil's old teacher. He plays a more prominent role because that war that he keeps talking about is finally coming. We get the return of the ninja that he fought in the first season who supposedly burned to death. We get new additions such as the previously only hinted at Elektra. They talk when they're like back in the fucking college scene when they're like, oh, you know, that Greek girl. Right. If I could just drop that. Yeah, Elektra. And we also get Frank Castle, the Punisher. Yes.
That's awesome.
Season starts, someone, they don't know who, could be a bunch of dudes, could be one dude, waging all-out war on some of the gangs in New York. You know, hitting up their clubhouses and just mopping the floor with all of them, just with high-powered weaponry and military-grade shit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, I might actually start Daredevil again tonight. I'll probably actually start from the beginning again. I got like halfway in like 6 episodes or something. I might just go again.
Oh yeah, dude, if you have the chance, just fucking watch the whole thing, because it's really good. And season 2 is no exception. There's also a brief return from Wilson Fisk. He's in prison. Spoilers. You know what's gonna happen. You know, because you can't really have a season close without them, you know, putting away the bad guy.
Yeah.
So Wilson Fisk's in prison. He shows up in prison where he's trying to run the joint, basically from the inside, because he's Wilson Fisk. It's just kind of how he rolls. And he's still every bit as fucking powerful of a screen presence as he had before. Vincent D'Onofrio is fucking great in that role. You know, he nails everything from, like, you know, the very quiet, very composed, very, you know, very calm Wilson Fisk, to then the just fucking raging monstrosity that he explodes into.
Yeah.
Just nails everything from there to there, like one end of the spectrum to the other.
So, Kingpin is a straight up Daredevil enemy, right? Like, he is...
He does sometimes fight other...
But, like, he's primarily a Daredevil enemy. Like, he's a Daredevil enemy first.
Yeah. Although the first place I ever saw him was actually in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I always thought of him as a Spider-Man enemy because all I knew, like, he was the main enemy.
Pretty much, yeah. He had
for like multiple seasons.
Yeah, he had his fucking tower and everything else. And he was setting shit up.
And remember him like grabbing people and like squeezing them, not hugging them, but murdering them.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, and he was always setting shit up from behind the scenes and stuff. But yeah, he's more normally a Daredevil villain.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, realistically, Spider-Man would have a tough time with him. Or not a tough time with him rather. He'd have like a tough time maybe getting to him, but once you get to him, not much trouble. Because I mean, Fisk is a strong man, but he's still just human.
Yeah.
Right? He's a tough, ruthless, brutal human who has a shit ton of money and can make anybody do basically anything he wants because he can pay them. Yeah. But against a super strength wielding, fucking super agile Spider-Man, he ain't gonna do a whole lot. Right?
With webs.
Yeah. He might break out of the webs because he's pretty fucking tough, but I mean, Spider-Man could...
Not the Andrew Garfield webs.
No. But Spider-Man could just knock him on his ass because he's got that fucking proportionate strength and agility of a spider thing going on.
Yeah.
So, but Daredevil, on the other hand, he's got, you know, better senses so that he can basically see better than any of us despite not having functioning eyes. But aside from his training, he's still just human, right? He can take a lot of punishment, but he can, you know... He's only as strong as, you know, a really strong man can be.
Yeah.
It makes him a little more, like, on a physical level anyways, matched with the Kingpin. Plus the Kingpin's, like, you know, basically trying to be, like, the biggest slumlord in the fucking universe. Daredevil's living in said slums.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it's, you know, they've always been kind of the ones to square off. But, yeah, he gets, Daredevil gets an upgraded costume. Because, like, first season he goes from just dressing all in black with a fucking, like, thing over his head to then eventually, and I know I already told you this, so it's not necessarily spoilers for you now, final episode he gets a Daredevil costume.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it was obviously going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
Early on, actually after one of his first encounters with the Punisher, he barely dodges a shot in the head that actually breaks his mask.
Oh.
Right? It doesn't like come off or anything. It just like cracks it and fucks him up in the head for a little while. But so he has to go get repairs done from the guy who made him the suit in the first place. So he gets a new mask, some new gloves, and some tweaks to his suit and shit. So he gets like a second season upgrade. I like it. I like shit like that. But you know, the guy that got playing Frank Castle, I don't recall ever seeing him in anything else, but he's pretty fucking great too. He plays a good, like, man of conviction who's like, you know, the things I'm doing are the things I have to do. That's pretty fucking great. I don't hate Elektra, which is a great thing to say after the atrocity that was Elektra in the Daredevil movie and then the Elektra movie.
What's funny is Daredevil's so bad, like a Daredevil movie. But the Elektra movie was better than the Daredevil movie, in my opinion.
I know. It was still not great.
No, it wasn't great, but it actually is better. And I was really surprised about that, because it shouldn't have been.
No, usually spin-offs featuring the less popular character are not as good, but sometimes, you know, they surprise you. Anyway, I'm on the last episode now of season 2. I can't wait to see how it all fucking turns out, but it's really good. I highly recommend. To anyone who hasn't seen it yet, go watch it. To anyone who has seen it yet, pull a Jason and watch it again.
Has Jason watched it twice already?
Jason watched it twice on Friday.
It's 12 episodes long?
13.
13? That's not... well, they're 50 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Possibly doable.
Yeah, Jason watched it twice on Friday.
That's so funny.
Like... Basically, Tiffany was like, "Oh, you know, I'm on like episode 5," and Jason's like, "I've watched it twice. Get on my level, scrub lord." Not exactly like that, but you know.
But exactly.
But exactly like that.
Anyways,
yeah.
I think that's good, and I'm gonna watch that soon.
Yeah. I don't want to get into too much more because I don't want to spoil it for this guy. But go watch Daredevil season 2. Could not say enough nice things about it. Fucking great. And, you know, every character you would hope to see return from the first season does. You know, even sometimes just in small ways, but except for the ones that died, obviously they're not back. But
Didn't pull a Coulson.
no. But yeah, go watch it. Fucking good, really good.
By the way, Foggy looks like Destin Legary. You know Destin Legary?
No.
He started Hard News on Screw Attack years ago. Then he left Screw Attack to join IGN. He's been with IGN for about 5 years now. But wow, I can't believe that was so long ago. That's weird. But they look so similar. It's really weird. When I first saw it, I thought it actually was him. But it's not.
No, it's not. Oh, and also, Matt Murdock still sometimes sounds like he's trying to be Irish, which is weird to me, because like the last time I saw Charlie Cox in anything before Daredevil was Boardwalk Empire, where he was playing an Irish guy. Yeah. Dude's actually English, right? Like, dude's an English actor, played an Irish character really well. Playing now American character sometimes sounds like he's trying to be Irish, and it's really like off-putting every time it happens. But at the same time, I just kind of secretly love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that dude played a pretty good Irish.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah.
Did you watch all of Boardwalk Empire?
Yes, I did.
It was good.
Yeah, it was actually very good. That's another one of those ones that I highly recommend, but it's something you got to put a lot of time into because it was like five seasons.
It was a long one.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be really good.
It is, and I actually really enjoyed it. Plus, Steve Buscemi's awesome, so.
That's right, he's in there.
Yeah, he's
always awesome.
He's dead center there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good shit. Definitely worth a watch.
Cool.
Yeah, watch Daredevil. That's the whole point you're supposed to take away from this. Do it.